conversation where the real ones talk. From the heart of the nation, we all take that walk. Through the fire, through the facts, we don't hold back. It's the big, big conversation.
Welcome back to the show. So today we're talking about gist blogs. They've become the go-to for fast news, trending stories, and let's be honest, the kind of headlines you just have to click. But here's the question. Are these platforms thriving because they're keeping us informed or because they've mastered the art of clickbait? From unverified breaking news to exaggerated celebrity drama, we'll be talking about where the line is between harmless hype and harmful misinformation. So my dear ladies, I'm sure we're very conversant with the chaos of these blogs that might say they are gist blogs or might be gossip blogs or, you know, whatever they may call themselves. And I don't know if you've seen scenarios, but this was even prompted by, it was 2 days ago when this blog posted the death of, you know, a DJ. And, you know, everybody was all like, hey, so sorry, it's, you know, terrible to hear this news. And then literally like maybe an hour or two later, the lady comes and says, I'm very much alive and healthy, I'm minding my business. So in my mind, I'm like, what particularly would have even prompted them to post such information? And now they did not say, sorry, or this is wrong information. What they did was to take down the post and now posted that this person debunks death rumors. And I'm like, no, you post them. Like, where is their, you know, what are they even thinking? So in my own mind, I'm like, in this scenario, we know that gist, you know, bloggers, whatnot, they have informants. So do we blame their informants or their intel when they, you know, post wrong information or lies, or do we blame them for still posting it regardless without verifying? Who bears the blame now?
So let me just quickly jump in before we go further. I would say that what we need to understand is that sometimes people pay for news to be posted, whether it's true or whether it's not true. People just like, if somebody has a vendetta and they're trying to push a particular narrative, or they're trying to get back at somebody for whatever reason, they just, again, speaking from someone who has been in that space, or in a political period at a certain time, and then I saw that one of the candidates had dropped from the race. There was a letter that he wrote. I was like, oh my God, is it not too late to drop from the race and write this letter? I said, what are you talking about? This person paid for that letter to be published. The candidate does not even know that that letter has been published. But what that's going to do to his own race is that once people see that, everybody is not. People that even intended to vote for the person before will not vote for the person anymore and say, he's not in the race anymore. Let me not waste my, but let me go somewhere else. So sometimes some of these things are, people pay because there's a hidden agenda that they're trying to push. So yes, we can, and these blogs, people are making money. Most of them are in it for the money. So give me money. I don't care to verify whether your news is true, is correct or not. I get my money. And then I still get people to come to my website and look at my, like, I get more money from even traffic. Exactly. So that's what I wanted to say first before we go in.
Yeah, so I want to jump on that. I think it's very true. The back end of what you see online is deeper than that.
Exactly.
So people, sometimes even celebrities, you know, do it. They feel like this is a dry season, nothing is happening. What can we do?
Just
like they always say,
just wake up.
No publicity is bad. You know, bad publicity, good publicity. Just be public out there. So sometimes people even go and pay, just like you said. You know, they deliberately look at all these blogs and they say, okay, let's send this to this one, let's send this to that one, and then they set a time and they post it, and everybody is commenting, and you're having hot takes. You don't know that the person is just smiling and sipping tea in their room and waiting for your, you know, reaction. So I think the new media, social media particularly, aids, you know, this sort of things. The traditional media also use clickbait, but I think in a more ethical manner. So for instance, you see a headline, that's why you want to click anyway. You want to say, oh, what's the detail? in, you know, this headline, you want to click it. They want to put something catchy, something that will catch your attention, because they're playing with your mind at the end of the day. So you want to read it. So for the traditional media, is more ethical, because of course, what you see in the headline, what will be in the body of the news will be like a build-up. But for all these other, you know, cut and paste, like they call them, you can find a headline and there's nothing related. There's such a discrepancy between the headline and what's in the content. I'm just angry, like, what's this rubbish? You know, it happens especially on YouTube.
I was just going
oh
to
my
say
God,
that.
YouTube is so irresponsible. And I think they also have started giving strikes to creators to be sure that whatever you're posting reflects, you know, ethical standards and values of the platform. You see, maybe a new movie, let's say maybe To Kill a Monkey is out. You go and see the headline on YouTube, To Kill a Monkey, and you want to click it. How?
It's an entirely different movie. Or
yes, it's an entirely, or they put faces of prominent actors just to make you, you know, come. Because when you see your fave, you want to click and say, oh, let me see. And then you see the movie is nothing related. It's just, I mean, random. So people are using that, and it's the clickbait economy where people know that once they just get you to click, they don't care about their integrity. Just click it, let the hours be piling up. Because when it comes to monetization, you know, these platforms will ask for your viewing hours, your traffic, and all those things that you mentioned. That's what's most important. So we then have to be, as consumers, I always say, be more responsible, first of all, on our part. Because there are some headlines that you will see, you already know. For instance, this will change your life forever. And you click, are you online to change your life forever? Is this just one single thing that you want to click and you want to change your life forever? You already know that this is a clickbait. Or you cannot imagine what will happen next. Who cares what will happen next? There's no information. What should I hold on to before I click? What has happened before? There has to be something. So I think people are also victims because they want to be victims. They also like the gist. They like the, you know, they want to be, they're impressionable enough, you know, to fall for this. And I will always advocate for regulation, you know, on all these platforms as much as possible, because we have, especially young people who are more impressionable, who just want to click, who just want to, you know, you click something. Even for adults, you click something and something else is showing. I mean, because they know that when you click it, you want to read something. But when you get into the content, they give you what they really want to show. I mean, and that's very, you know, irresponsible.
So what I would say right off the back of that is that we need to be responsible consumers.
Exactly.
So if I click and it doesn't match, there is a report button. But most of us just don't bother, like,
because we
and
think
you
it won't
just
count.
Yet again.
I'm guilty. Vex and close the window. You know, But if you report, then the policy that platform has put in place to regulate such clickbait would be kicked into action. But if you do not report and you just get angry after wasting your data and your time and you walk away, we will not have a way of correcting the system. Also, the people that suffer from these things, what do they do about it? You must have a lawyer friend. Or a lawyer
Exactly. I'm happy that people have now
sue them for misinformation.
You will go to jail
or libel or something, especially when they're
because
putting
it
wrong
is
information.
Written. You sue for libel. You sue for any information that is put out there that is not true about you. Now, the fact is you can sue for damages depending on how big you are. As a matter of fact, attacking a celebrity is going to cost you more than just a regular random person. Because we are going to assess how much damage did you do. And then that's what's going. Of course, we probably do not have the patience or we think that we don't want to pay. But, you know, that's why these things thrive in America. They have accident chasers, you know, who will say, they have done something about you. Don't worry, I'll do the case for free. When the money comes, we split. So we need to have more action like that going on. And then it will drive down these people that keep spreading the wrong type of information about other people. So please, if something untrue is being said about you, don't just lay low, don't just release, you know, most people just go and sponsor the right news.
Or they'll do video that I'm here to debunk this news.
No, take them.
I think because they also don't have confidence in the adjudication process, like you said. You know, you might go to court, take the case to court, and then you keep dragging 9 months, and you're like, just let it go. Everybody has even forgotten. People have moved on with their life like we always do in Nigeria. So I think that also you have to be someone that is, you know, sit on it, like with pin. I'm going to make sure I get justice for myself.
Then on this table, we've discussed it before, there's the social court of justice.
Yes.
So as they're doing your own, you're doing your own. But take legal action, because the public can now come and say they've done wrong, you know, and then look down on them. So people will actually stop visiting that blog because they have found out that they publish misinformation. However, publish updates. You know, what I know is that when the public is making the court accountable, the cases actually go faster. You know, if every time you go for a case, the next time is adjourned to, you go and publish, okay, so that's our matter. They have adjourned it. The judge would actually be constrained not to give an adjournment beyond 6 weeks, because at that point, we begin to think, what's wrong with you? You know, there's some very, very hot cases. It was when we talked about that we brought it to the table. There's some very, very hot cases that have been speedily resolved, and it was because public opinion was following. You know, especially when it has to do with murder, domestic violence, they follow up because there are bodies that are going after this. So maybe we need some NGOs that are tackling misinformation. I know they exist. Maybe they're not doing enough. Maybe they need to do more. But we also should always follow up. Help the people who don't want, you know, most people just don't want trouble.
And don't want to stress.
And some people feel that, you know, especially for big people, they feel that there's some celebrities that no matter what you write, they will never
say anything.
They will never admit, they will never deny. They just keep moving. And that's their own strategy. And people know that they don't even bother writing anything because they know that they're not going to, you know, respond or anything. And I've also heard a popular, a global, speaker who said there are so many things that have been public. Because I even saw a couple of them. I had to click because this is someone I follow closely. I'm like, no way. And then I saw that it was just something, you know, rubbish. It wasn't really, it didn't hold water. But the headline, you know, was contrary. And this person was now saying that he doesn't pay attention to all those things because he cannot even chase everything. So I think it gets to a point, it becomes so big that people use your name to achieve all sorts of things, and you just don't have the energy to keep chasing, you know, keep responding to everybody. I mean, you know, I think that's also why these blogs continue to thrive, because they already know, they have these back-end meetings and say, okay, what can we do next? How can we go viral again? So, I mean, and I also think that, speaking from the, perspective of the consumer, there are different blogs. For instance, there are blogs that I don't follow. If there's any gist that comes, you will come and send it to me on WhatsApp last because I don't follow them because I don't think they are credible enough for me to depend upon for important news.
Especially with
maybe even gist. Sometimes there are some gist that you just find juicy, like, okay, let's gist. There are some blogs that are gist based. You know, they just want to give you updates about the lives of celebrities, who is having a divorce, who is having this. I don't think it's completely bad if you consume all those kind of, because they are celebrities, we follow them, so we want to have updates about their lives.
But sometimes it's not true.
It's not true.
See, for example,
sometimes it's true.
Recently,
sometimes it's true.
Where did they get their information from? Because recently, where one blog posted about Yemoli's, they said Yemoli and wife apparently split because they said he unfollowed, they both deleted all their personal photos together.
Sometimes
and then Yemoli was like, me and my wife were all good, right? So, to be very honest, I think in situations like that, they're probably just looking for what can we do to spice up the internet today.
And that's the dilemma. There's a part where it's true. There's a part where it's not true. So, there's sometimes when, after, months and weeks of debunking, they're just like, oh, I cannot do this again. They just come and say, okay, with sadness, and we announce, you know, they will now come and give in, like, okay, you cuckoo have heard it before. Sometimes there's always, like you said, these blogs have informants. This is their daily, this is what they do for a living. So they also, when they get the smoke, they always say there's no smoke without fire. Yes.
So I like the fact that in your narrative, you mentioned that they deleted each other's pictures. So they gave the reason, they assumed something is wrong, and then you actually have to come and tell us why
are you deleting? You guys are lovers. Why?
And then the thing
maybe
is,
they want to rebrand their page.
You have gone to do blue tick.
Exactly.
We are supposed to be following you as a public personality. Your life is a part of our entertainment.
It is. I always tell people, if you're a celebrity, don't say I own my right to privacy. When we were liking all the things you were influencing, when we were investing our time, you didn't tell us privacy that time.
Wow. Wow. You go.
Okay, so I was even going to go like outside of gossip and talk about how we're in a world of clickbait information. Churches do the same thing. You pick an exception of a sermon, or whoever picks an exception of a sermon, a particular one, because they want people to either go to their page or go and listen to the sermon. You have business owners who are telling you that, because it's happened to me, telling you that a particular product is maybe 2.5, and you're like, that's too good to be true. And then you click on it, and then you see that it's 50,000. Like, it's very different. So I think we're in a, and I don't know if it's laziness on the consumer's part or the easiness of it, but everybody wants, like, and everybody just wants that. Oh, you see the headline, it's catchy, and you click on it. So whether you eventually buy or not, you've clicked on it, and that clicking, I think I'm getting, still gives them money, whatnot. So we're in an age of clickbait. So honestly, once I see something now, because I know that we've gotten to that, once I see something online, whether it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, and it looks very, very
juicy,
very
too good to be true.
like that's just that. I just scroll and I'm like, that's not true. Like,
to be honest,
there's no meat. If you open it, there's no substance inside where you're going.
It's to check one, because to be honest, a lot of people camp on these blogs, right? Maybe because of, I mean, the kind of work that I do now, because I have to, give people what's happening on social media. I'm camping on, I open this one, I open this one, I open this one. And unless I see maybe at least one news replicated in maybe
Across.
2, 3, and here, I'm like, maybe there's some elements of truth to it. But to be very honest, sometimes their headlines just used to off me. The one about Kwam, I saw this Nigerian Fuji singer decapitated at the airport. I say,
is it not the same thing we all know?
I say, on top say he banned for aeroplane, this thing. I'm like, no, this is just a little too much.
I think
they also know that if they don't do it like this, people will not click. But I mean, why do we not even still click? Because when I saw it, I say, what's happened to him? The truth is, we will still click.
Yes.
We will.
Because
I think the
that's why I
entire.
said, let's report, and then if that person pays heavily, he won't do it next year.
So, but you said I was going to jump on that one. And I'm like, people, I haven't hearing for the first time that you can actually report.
Oh yes.
Oh, there's a button. They won't ask you why you're reporting.
And then you would state that it was offensive, it was a lie, they misinformed the public. There are reasons. Yes, you can report posts that are not true.
But I was even going to look at it from, I mean, I think the whole idea of contenting and advertising is a metaphorical clickbait. And here's what I mean. You see a product, maybe let's take noodles as an example. You see, just like what you said about this item where they say it's 2.5, and then you click and you see that it's not so, or you have to buy something worth of 50,000 before you can claim that 2.5. That's a lie.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them free. So I mean, let's now take it to the our physical life. You see a product. Let's use noodles as an example. They say 3 minutes instant noodles, and you're like, oh, I don't want to take too much time in the kitchen. You buy it. Does noodles actually cook for 3 minutes?
It's not even done.
It cooks.
It doesn't cook enough for you to eat.
The water first now, but it cooks for 3 minutes.
But that's your analysis.
It's not soft enough for you. It does not mean it's not soft enough for
So you
you.
can see now.
And there's actually well, I would say the Nigerian noodles is not as instant as the one that there are those cup noodles that
you
just
hot
pour
water.
and just 3 exactly 3. In fact, sometimes it's less.
But your expectation in your 3 minutes is not that 3 minutes. Your expectation is for you to be able to eat it actually in 3 minutes. That's what they're creating in your mind.
You can't eat it in 3 minutes. It's actually edible in 3 minutes.
You are the one that likes
Is it healthily edible in 3 minutes?
Even noodles in the first place, is it healthy? That's another thing.
Okay, or let's use another example. Maybe all these companies that do bonanzas, promos and stuff, and they say 1 million naira up for grabs for one lucky this and that, and then you eventually they wait now.
But it's
they
all
keep getting you. Yes,
T&C apply.
From T&Cs. Let me tell you the why you behind it. They will not say 1 million for a lucky customer. You need to boost your chances of getting involved.
You pay.
Of getting paid. You buy this, you buy that. At the end of the day, you now find out that the 1 million there will be split.
It'll be shared among maybe 10 people.
Among maybe 5 customers.
They will say 1 million up for grabs, but they're going to share it across 10
They
people.
will not share it across.
See,
So in your mind,
the beautiful part is that advert has that small print.
T&C
And
apply,
conditions apply.
But we don't want to
So you
see.
find out the terms and conditions before you
Before
get
you-
into it.
yeah.
So it's
I think
only
that
if
that
they don't
settles
put
it.
that you cannot take them up. The minute they say terms and conditions apply, then you also need to find out what are those terms and conditions. Now, see, I also know that in more developed countries, those adverts we see that now require you to do something else to have access to what they promised you, they have been banned.
They are not ethical.
Right.
Because,
Yes,
yeah.
they have been banned. It's just that, you know, in Nigeria, we accept a lot of things.
Exactly. Nobody
And a lot of people
questions
get
it.
away with
And
many
it's
things.
even
Personally, I was angry enough to sue. Not even just the promises, but the fact that you're disturbing me. I see the same advert 30, 40 times a
I
day.
know,
I
right?
should be able to say it's repetitive. So some adverts actually have
Yeah.
a report button.
Yeah,
where you
and then they
I
say
don't
why
want to
you-
see this
yeah.
because it's repetitive. I've seen it 20 times. I don't want to
But
see
they
it
don't
again.
listen. They keep bringing it
No,
back.
they bring another one. Same company though, but
Yes.
another one. So I actually do report that. Please, I've seen enough of this advert. I don't want to ever see it again, and it never comes back.
Just like
You know,
something.
so watch the buttons on your
itself.
adverts. Actually, you
Just
can
like
actually
something
report.
she said, I think it is still just misleading information because now we don't even see it for like blogs or gossip channels. We even see it for businesses. You see my 1K shop or this 1K store,
Under 5K
and you go and
clothing.
check what's under 5K clothing,
now you
under
can
this,
buy
and you go and
1K
see, and there are things that are starting from maybe 15,000, and then you're wondering why are
No,
you
they-
why is your
they have
handle
knuckle
this?
rings for under.
Whoa!
There's
But
only
again, from
enough
the
to
legal,
qualify.
like from the legal
Yeah.
aspect, I know that when we did contract law, there was a case called Khalid and Kabolik small balls.
Yeah.
So it's allowed?
Smoke ball. No. So in that particular case, I think they advertise that if you use their crystals for cough and you get better, then they will give you some money or whatnot. And the lady used it, and she didn't get better, but then she went ahead and applied for the what's it called, the reward on it anyway. And the court said that the fact that you made that advertisement, it was already like an offer, because for a contract to be valid, it has to be, there's an offer, then there's an acceptance, then there's a consideration, and then there's performance.
Yeah.
So your advertisement is an offer. Now my acceptance is okay, agreeing to. My consideration is paying
For it.
and collecting it. My performance is using it. And so
you
now
have to
I've done,
fulfill your
and so you have to,
contract.
exactly, you
So
have to
it's me
fulfill
that
your
cover
contract.
myself.
What if other people say it's worked for them?
That's you
No,
know,
it doesn't-
they
no.
made a contract with the world.
But
For
they have to-
everybody that buys
everybody.
and it works for, they have to pay.
Eh?
That's very dangerous.
So you don't put those kind of adverts out
So
there. But you see, the average person is told you cannot derive that benefit, and you turn back and go like, well, tough luck.
Right.
No, sue them.
Okay, so bringing it back to some of these blogs, I've heard of scenarios where sometimes this misinformation or information they put out there actually affects maybe marriages or relationships or friendships, especially when it's not right, and maybe they have one hater somewhere that actually paid for it to be put out there. So at what point, because at that case, reporting might not solve the broken relationship or the broken marriage. So at what point do we now draw the line? Maybe the blog owners or the informants in this case, do we draw the line that, okay, yes, I know I want to bring out juicy gossip, I know I want to get money from this, but can I just not do it at the expense of people's livelihood or their relationships? Because I mean, we know that there are some marriages that have crashed, you know, from some of these
I don't
gist
think
blogs
these
and all
gist
of
blogs
it.
care.
They don't think.
I don't like there's
wow.
a series on YouTube that I used to watch. Rumor has it. They don't care, and like they just want to make money. So the bottom line with everything that we've been saying, and Jamaica has been saying, is sue, like class actions, suits. Everybody is beginning, like, I don't like it, I'm going to sue. Everybody, whether it's
Yeah.
by the time everybody starts suing, common man is suing, celebrity is suing, everybody is suing, and again, before we even go to suing, as you're suing, you're also reporting the page. They're
okay.
reporting, and they're taking it down, and they're losing their followership and their blogs that they've worked years for to build.
But this reporting thing, it works only en masse now.
Yes.
Because
yes.
if me alone reports this page, they might not
It
do anything.
depends on your facts. You know, sometimes you might have to provide further details.
Okay.
And that's why many businesses wonder suddenly their page is inactive or they are being asked to defend something. They are saying they should show evidence that they are actually who they say they are, and you must upload government approved papers to show that you actually run that business.
Right.
So now, when we're saying many, it doesn't mean 20, 50. If 5 people have the same complaint,
Okay.
then Meta will pick it up and want to know what is it about this business. So they might not even have the power to investigate fully.
Right.
So they suspend your account to defend your position. And so reporting works. It actually works. Unfortunately, the downside is that people maliciously report.
I don't like your reports you.
And then you get all your friends, all of us.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
But reporting is, they put it in place to
Yeah.
regulate misinformation. Now, talking
Anyways.
about broken relationships, well, the truth is, if something has gone wrong that you cannot compensate for, that is why when you sue for defamation or libel, you claim damages.
Okay.
In calculating your damages, you actually explain your loss. You'll be surprised. The court will listen to you, talk about your emotional trauma and how much you want to charge for it.
Mental health.
You know, your mental health has been threatened. I had to see a therapist. Please make sure that you include your fees, the therapist fees in dollars, please.
Yes.
And I also want to put it out there
Yeah.
that, you know, it's okay. I mean, that's the ideal thing to do.
Yeah.
You can't expect people to behave right. That's why there's a law enforcement, there's all this. You can never trust, even yourself. Sometimes you'll be surprised that when you are pushed, if you're not careful, you will act in very funny ways. So you cannot trust people to say they have to be more responsible with what they post. Sue them, jail them, let there be consequences, let there be sanctions. But then again, talking about these sanctions, you have to understand the place of privilege. There are people that will not be, you know, privileged enough to get to the bottom of it, to be able to, you know, keep going
through.
or maybe when there's a bigger person
Yeah.
who calls. I mean, we've seen someone who they said he's in Kirikiri and he was in Kirikiri Hotel, you know.
Kirikiri has the
No, I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
yeah,
in quotes.
there are different
Yes,
aspects.
but you get my point. Yes.
Kirikiri is better than their
Just
house.
because.
Yes, so I'm just
Amazing.
saying that at the end of the day, if you get it's more important to look at the trust that people have in the judicial system, which is
Amazing.
very key.
Yeah.
Because we can say that, oh, report, do this. I know that people are being in that position where they just go, I just want to let it go. Because they've been frustrated to the point that they now weigh the options. Do I want to die in this process? I'm not even talking about physical death. Sometimes you're dead. Because you keep looking for justice, you keep, even sometimes the high and mighty, you will find someone who is higher and mightier. Do you
To be
get? So I
honest.
think it also goes to, you know, shedding, I'm shining the spotlight on the judicial system. How is it, how much trust do
we
people
have in
actually
that?
have in that process?
I mean,
that's
amazing-
very critical too.
Amazing conversation. So many things that me I personally learned. I'm ready to report pages now, but not indiscriminately anyways. But we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we have our agree or disagree segment. And of course, we defend our answer. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. It's time for our agree or disagree segment. We get to see a question of the day. We get at our boards. We get to agree or disagree. And of course, we defend our answer. So let us see the question of the day. We've been talking about gist blogs, whether they are lying, you know, or they're telling the truth, or is it just clickbait. We've been talking all about it. So let us see our question of the day. The audience is also to blame for clickbait culture. Agree or disagree? The audience is also to blame for the clickbait culture. Agree or disagree? So let us have our boards. The audience is also to blame for the clickbait culture. Agree or disagree? Nancy, are you agreeing or disagree?
So I'm neither agreeing nor disagreeing. I'm not
You
even
want to agree?
Honestly, I'm not even agreeing because I would say that we're in a world of like most of our lives are on social media or on the internet, right? We depend on the internet for a lot of information and for a lot of resources as well. So we can't you can't tell me that I went online to look for a particular information because that is where I should be going, and then I get there and then you're blaming me for the information that somebody put out there that is not true. I'm looking for something, right? And I get that people there are people who feed off gossip and they just enjoy the gossip, but then there's the vast majority who genuinely just want information and go online to get information. So no, I'm not agreeing, I'm not disagreeing, I'm not even agreeing, I'm just
Okay, Titi, do you agree? Oh, you agree.
Yeah,
okay.
I agree. And it's because, I mean, there's something about responsible consumption. I mean, in this social media age, and that's why education is important. So your critical thinking as someone who is 18 and above on the internet, if you're able to go on the internet, then you're able to be responsible for what you consume. So I think that, yes, there is a lot of responsibility placed on even the platform providers, I mean, the platforms, the various platforms, the founders, and, you know, but also as you as the consumer, because you're the one who is going to bear the brunt more at the end of the day. So I think that if you're 18 years and above, and you can type, you can search for information, then your critical thinking should also be challenged. So be able to see, like some of the, you know, examples I gave, some, you know, some headlines, you just already know. You can't be so impressionable that you just see something and you just believe in it. And I think, I mean, going to the political, I mean, you know, I don't want it to be about politics, but I think that that's very apt because politicians use this a lot. They know that the electorate, they are very impressionable, they are easy to suave. So they would use headlines, they would use all these things to even, you know, bring all this news to the fore, and you begin to believe it. You begin to, you know, spread those wrong information, those wrong pieces of information about people, about opponents, about things without verifying. And I know that there are platforms that, you know, verify all this fake news. For instance, when a news is for a piece of information is forwarded many times on WhatsApp, WhatsApp will write it
forwarded many times.
Sometimes, especially in the electioneering process, someone will go and dig up a video of maybe 5 years ago or 6 years ago. They doctor it, they tailor it, they now package it, and then they post it. But people are not thinking enough and asking questions enough. They just go with the flow, and that's why I'm very wary of trends. I mean, hot takes, because it makes you look somehow when you're giving hot take before you retreat to go and check. So I think that there's a lot of responsibility because we expect that it's only adults that are on social media. Yes.
So having listened to them, initially having listened to them, I agree.
Wow.
Now, the reason I agree is that from time immemorial, it's now that it's clickbait because it's social media, you know, and it's online. From time immemorial, gossip has thrived because people just love gossip. And so, as far as I'm concerned, it is the love of gossip that will make someone use clickbait, knowing fully well that you are thinking well, but you will still follow the bait. You know, they have designed it in such a way to cater for what you crave, gossip. So even if there's nobody doing it, let's put it out there, and we know you will come. You know, the people putting it out and the people consuming, sometimes lines are blurred, and so even when they are creating the clickbait, they will think to themselves, what will I put that will make me want to check? So really, at the end of the day, it's the audience that has caused all this.
But how is it my fault? I mean, it's known that human beings read with emotion. And the fact that you now want to manipulate that and play on that, it's not my fault. It's on you.
It's you that will bear the brunt.
It's you that is making me do what I'm doing.
If I'm wired to read with emotions, but whether I won't even say maybe men read deeper or women read deeper, but naturally we know that, I mean, bad news spreads faster than good news, and we know gossip spreads. So why do
So
you not want to?
naturally,
It shouldn't
if I
be my
want to
fault.
sell,
It shouldn't be
naturally,
my
if I
fault that
want
you
to
now want
sell,
to use
and
that
I
to
know
sell.
that you have a tendency to follow bad news instead of good news, I will spread
It's-
bad news.
it's
like saying-
it's what you
so
want. I'm giving you.
Yes.
It's what you're looking for. Let's
That you
provide
get.
it. So it's the audience actually that dictates the trend. Those who use clickbait will follow.
I didn't agree. And that's why I disagree, because I don't think it should be my fault that because you know my weakness, you're playing on it. It is maybe you just being smart to use that as your selling point, but I should not be the one to be faulted for being emotional in my reading.
But isn't that
I
what
disagree.
marketing? Isn't that what marketing is all about?
Exactly.
And focusing on what you know will catch you. I'm putting it out there.
Yes.
So really, it's all about you, audience.
You say me, audience. You
Oh,
were
well.
going to say something.
Well, again, I mean, we're on the
Thank you
same.
very much.
No, you didn't say. You said you did not agree or you did
But I
not
mean,
disagree.
She has said what I said earlier.
Okay.
But I'm like, it's not my fault that I'm going online. Sometimes I'm not even going online to look at gossip. I'm looking for particular information, but somehow. And the algorithm too is to
just
blame.
bring
Let's
it to
let's blame algorithm. Or it's algorithm that is the problem here, because
But algorithm knows you too.
Algorithm.
I don't believe.
Algorithm knows you. They don't bring certain things to you.
That's not true.
Often
That's not
times
true.
they will tell you
And-
sign in so that we can give you better recommendation, because they want to know you, because they will look at the kind of things you consume.
I
That's
don't
the
even
truth.
believe in
It's
algorithm.
not
these
balanced.
days.
Algorithm is real.
Me and my algorithm, we are fighting. Because every time I log into Facebook or Instagram, they bring me things I don't want. And I'm thinking, where did you get this
Because
information
I'm
from?
I'm not
It must be a
scrolling here
keyword or something.
or something.
Maybe
No.
someone-
Yeah.
Maybe my
No.
kids play games and then they
Exactly.
decide I'm interested. I'm not interested in games. Don't give me game.
That's the fault with AI, right?
Yes.
Because to be very honest, no matter how advanced you want to do platforms, the algorithm, whatnot, because they are not human, they can't get me 100%. So there will be fallbacks, there will be setbacks. With these AI platforms, with these algorithms, they can't trust what I want and what I need, and to bring it to me at the time I need it 100%. And that's what I believe. I believe it. But
I
mean,
agree with you.
Thank you.
I agree with you.
Algorithm is showing me shit.
I agree with you.
Amazing. But let's take a look at wise words on the web. Just because we've shed so much light on this topic, there are still more words from the web. Let's take a look at that. Okay, do you want to read for us, please?
Clickbait is like candy for the mind. It gives you a sugar rush of information, but leaves you malnourished. Maria Konikova.
Interesting. Well, and that's it for today's gist. Well, we're just going to leave it there. I mean, we've dragged the blogs, we've blamed the audience, and we've still admitted that we probably clicked the next juicy headline we would see, to be honest. So, I mean, sometimes curiosity wins, but I think we also should be responsible with the information we consume regardless. And you know what they say? A lie can travel halfway across the village before the truth has even tied its wrapper. So maybe, just maybe, think twice before you click. Until next time, keep your minds open, your clicks wise, and of course your gist fresh and acidity hot. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Catch up on the conversation online, and we'll see you next time on
The Big Conversation.